Good evening, welcome back to my unique space. Today we are gonna discuss the very famous period of English literature, that is the Renaissance period, which was started by 1500 and lasted till 1660. There are four subdivisions to this period. Before going to the class, if you don't subscribe my channel yet, please do subscribe and support me. And let's get started. The first subdivision is Elizabethan period, then comes Jacobian period, then Caroline age, then Commonwealth period. The meaning of the word Renaissance is rebirth. That is, people started thinking or observing things under a new light. This period started with the writings of Dante and Petrarch. During this period, printing press was invented in Europe. This was the most accelerated phenomenon of this period. Renaissance is divided into early Renaissance, high Renaissance, and late Renaissance. Fall of Constantinople, the capital of Byzantium Empire, was an important incident in this period. Then we can move to the Elizabethan period, and it was from 1558 to 1603. The Elizabethan age was the golden age of English drama. Then some of its noteworthy figures includes Christopher Marlowe, Francis Bacon, Edmund Spenser, and of course William Shakespeare. And there were no novels during this period, and the famous works of William Shakespeare includes Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, As You Like It, Tempest, Comedy of Heroes, etc. And I have done a short video on William Shakespeare earlier. Please do watch that video too. I'll be putting the link in the description box. And then we can move to the next dramatist of this period, that is Christopher Marlowe. And the famous works of Christopher Marlowe includes Cumberland, Dr. Faustus, Geoff Malta, etc. And he was a member of University Wits, or he was one among them. And the works of Francis Bacon includes Half Studies, Of Marriage. He used to write so many essays. Next one is Edmund Spenser, who was known as poet's poet, and Charles Lamb gave him that contribution. And his famous work is Fairy Queen, and he wrote The Shepherd's Calendar, poem that consists of 12 eclogues. And another important work of Edmund Spenser is Epithalamion and Prothalamion. Next one is Philip Sidney. His famous work is Astrophel and Stella, and one play, Lady of May. And next work, An Apology of Poetry. Next one is Michael Drayton. He wrote a famous play named The London Prodigal. Another work of him include The Shepherd's Garland, Matilda, an epic poem. That's all about Elizabethan age. Then we are going to the Jacobian period. James was a ruler of this period. In Elizabethan age, Queen Elizabeth was ruling England. Now James I was ruling, and James in Latin is Jacob. From this Jacobian period, or the term Jacobian period, came. There were Catholics who were against James I, who was a Protestant. They blow the parliament and kill him. Metaphysical writing started during this period. This period includes the works of John Donne, Shakespeare, Michael Drayton, John Webster, Elizabeth Cary, Ben Jonson, Lady Mary Worth, and the King James translation of Bible appeared during this period. And famous works of this period are John Webster's The White Devil and Duchess of Malfi, Then John Donne's so many metaphysical poems like Canonization to the Coy Mistress by Andrew Marlowe, and so many other works. Next period is Caroline period. Sorry, I didn't mention the year of Jacobian age. That was from 1603 to 1625. Then Caroline age from 1625 to 1649. Charles I, who was the successor of James I, was ruling. He was the second son of James I. Only king who was beheaded was Charles I. Charles I was in continuous battle with people of England. He was a brutal king. He was ready to marry a Catholic woman. In his period, everyone has to pay ship tax even they are not using it. He restricted Parliament for 11 years. Due to all these cruelties done by Charles I, later he was beheaded. The term carpe diem, that is seize the day, comes from Chevalier poets. Famous writers of this period includes Robert Burton and his works The Anatomy of Melancholy, Thomas Brown's Religio Medici, Thomas Fuller's works The History of the Holy War, The Holy State and the Profane State, The Church History of Britain, Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan is an important work of Caroline age. Next writer is Jeremy Taylor, who was known as Shakespeare of Divines, and his works includes The Liberty of Prophesying, The Rulers and Exercise of Holy Living. Then Isaac Walton, another writer of this period. And the fourth subdivision of Renaissance period is Commonwealth period, started by 1649 and lasted till 1660. It's also known as Interregnum period. From 1649 to 1660, there were no king ruling England. England declared a republic. Then after that, then Charles I believed in divine right of king, and parliaments were round-headed, and King Charles was Chevaliers. Oliver Cromwell was an important figure of this period. His army, known as New Model Army, defeated Charles' army, and a Rum Parliament was formed. It was the parliament without House of Lords. And on 30 January 1949, the king was beheaded and declared Commonwealth. And Charles II was harassed in the year 1651 and he went to France for exile. Later, Oliver Cromwell dismissed the Rum Parliament. Important writers of this period includes John Milton, Thomas Hobbes, Thomas Fuller, Abraham Cole, and Andrew Marvell. That's all about Renaissance period. Then bye. See you with another video. Thank you.